"You're embarrassing me in front of my friends," she said after I drove her home from the bar. So I left her. A year later, I drove my fiancée to that same bar, and she was there, working as the waitress. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. Hey Reddit, I've been lurking here for a while, reading all these wild stories about relationships gone wrong, and I finally decided to share mine. It's been over a year now, and I can look back on it without that gut punch feeling anymore. But man, at the time, it felt like the world was caving in. If you're in a similar spot, maybe this'll give you some hope, or at least a satisfying read. Buckle up, it's a long one. My name's Alex, and I'm 32 now. Back then, I was 31, working as a mid-level project coordinator at a logistics firm in our mid-sized town. It wasn't glamorous, but it paid the bills, and I was good at it, organizing shipments, keeping everything running smooth. I've always been the reliable type. Grew up in a family where you showed up, did the work, and took care of your people. That's how I approached my relationship with Jenna. We met about 4 years ago at a mutual friend's barbecue. She was 26 then, full of energy, the kind of person who lights up a room. Jenna worked in marketing for a small agency, handling social media campaigns and events. She loved going out, bars, parties, concerts. Me? I'm more of a homebody after a long day, but I made the effort for her. Early on, it was great. She'd drag me to these lively spots, and I'd enjoy seeing her happy. I'd be the designated driver, making sure she got home safe. It felt good, you know? Being that rock for someone. Flashback to one of our better nights, maybe 6 months in. We'd gone to this local bar downtown, the one with the neon signs and live music on weekends. Jenna had a few drinks, danced with her friends, and I stuck to soda, chatting with whoever was around. At the end of the night, she leaned on me as we walked to the car, giggling about some inside joke from the group. "You're the best, Alex," she said, kissing my cheek. "I don't know what I'd do without you." Moments like that made the late nights worth it. I'd drive us home, tuck her in, and crash, knowing I had work in the morning. But over time, things shifted. Jenna's job got more demanding, or at least, that's what she said. She started going out more without me, claiming networking, events, or girls' nights. I didn't mind at first, everyone needs space. But I noticed the changes. She'd come home later, sometimes smelling like smoke and cologne that wasn't mine. Her phone would buzz constantly, and she'd angle it away when I was nearby. I chalked it up to stress. To support her, I picked up extra shifts to cover little things, like her car payments when she was between gigs, or surprising her with tickets to shows she wanted to see. I sacrificed a lot without realizing it. There was this one time I skipped a work promotion dinner because she called me in tears after a bad day. I drove across town to pick her up from happy hour, listened to her vent the whole way home. Another flashback, my best friend's bachelor party. I bailed early because she texted saying she felt sick and needed me. Turned out, she just didn't want to be alone while her friends were out. I didn't resent it then, I loved her. But looking back, it was a pattern. Me giving, her taking. The night everything blew up started like so many others. It was a Friday, and I'd had a brutal week at work. Deadlines piling up, boss breathing down my neck. Jenna had texted around 8 p.m., "Out with the girls at the bar. Can you pick me up later? Love you." I sighed but agreed. By midnight, I was exhausted, but I dragged myself out, drove the 20 minutes downtown. The bar was packed, music thumping. I spotted her at a table with her friends, laughing, a guy I didn't recognize leaning in close. He was flashy, tattoos, styled hair, the kind who looks like he lives for the nightlife. Chad, I'd learn later. She saw me and waved, but her smile faltered. I approached, said hi to the group. They were all buzzed, chatting loudly. I suggested we head out since I had an early shift tomorrow. That's when it started. Jenna rolled her eyes, turning to her friends. "See? This is what I mean. Always the party pooper." Her voice was loud enough for the table to hear, and a couple of them chuckled awkwardly. I felt my face heat up, but I kept it cool. "Come on, Jen. It's late, and you asked me to pick you up." She slammed her glass down a bit too hard. "God, Alex, you're embarrassing me in front of my friends. Why do you have to be such a buzzkill? Chad here was just telling us about his trip to Vegas. Sounds way more fun than sitting at home watching TV like you always want to." Chad smirked, leaning back. "Yeah, man, loosen up. Have a drink." I ignored him, focusing on her. Jenna, let's talk about this in the car. You're drunk. She stood up, wobbling a little, but her tone was sharp, smug. No, let's talk now. You know what? I'm tired of this. You're always so responsible. Boring. My friends think you're a drag, and honestly, they're right. I deserve someone who matches my energy, not someone who drags me down. Her friends shifted uncomfortably, one murmuring, Jen, maybe not here. But she kept going, gesturing wildly. Look at Chad, he gets it. He's fun, adventurous. You're like a dad. It's late, time to go home. Who wants that? I've been thinking about this for months. We're done, Alex. I need space to live my life without you hovering. I stood there, stunned. The bar noise faded into a buzz. Months? Hovering? I'd just driven here to keep her safe, like always. But her words cut deep, dismissive, like I was nothing. Twisted logic pouring out. You hold me back. I can't grow with someone so predictable. Chad understands me. He doesn't judge my fun. You make me feel old. Chad nodded along, that smug grin widening. She's right, bro. No hard feelings. I didn't yell or beg. My heart was pounding, but I just nodded. Okay, Jenna, if that's how you feel. She laughed, actually laughed. See? Even now, no fight. Pathetic. Go home, Alex. I'll crash at a friend's. I turned and walked out, the door swinging shut behind me. In the car, alone, the confusion hit. Why? I replayed every sacrifice, the missed opportunities, the support I'd given. It felt so unfair. She'd humiliated me publicly, compared me to that clown, and justified it like I was the problem. I drove home in silence, the streetlights blurring through unshed tears. That night, I lay awake, staring at the ceiling. The betrayal stung, not just the words, but how smug she'd been, like discarding me was an upgrade. The next morning, she came home around noon, hungover but still defiant. She walked in like nothing happened, grabbing her stuff from the closet. So that's it? I asked, keeping my voice steady. I was sitting at the kitchen table, coffee gone cold. She didn't even look at me. Yeah, Alex. It's over. I've been seeing Chad for a couple weeks. He's exciting. Takes me places, makes me laugh. You're safe, but safe is boring. I need passion, not routine. Weeks. The word hung there. Emotional abandonment had turned physical, and she admitted it casually. She shrugged, packing a bag. It started as flirting. But he gets me. You always complained about my nights out, but that's who I am. You tried to change me. I never complained. I supported you. My tone stayed calm, but inside, the unfairness boiled. All those drives, the money, the time, and this was her logic? Twisting it to make me the villain. Whatever. You embarrassed me last night. My friends saw how lame you are. I can't be with someone like that. She zipped the bag, smirking. You'll find some boring girl who likes staying in. I deserve better. I didn't argue. Take what you need. I'll handle the lease stuff later. She paused at the door, a flicker of something, maybe doubt, but it vanished. Don't call me. We're done. And she left. The silence after was deafening. I sat there for hours, processing. The confusion swirled. How had it come to this? I'd been loyal, committed, and this was the thanks? Public humiliation, smug dismissal, betrayal with some bar guy. It felt outrageous, undeserved. I didn't cry or rage. I just felt numb. The unfairness of it all settled in, heavy and quiet. That afternoon, I made a decision. No begging, no confrontation. I wasn't going to chase her. Instead, I started detaching. First, I changed the locks, practical, not petty. Then, I boxed up the rest of her stuff and left it with a mutual friend. I sent one text. Your things are with Sarah. Good luck. Blocked her number after. The next few weeks were rough. I'd wake up reaching for her side of the bed, only to remember. Work became my anchor. I threw myself into projects, earning a small promotion for handling a big client merger. But evenings were the worst. The silence in the apartment echoed with memories. I'd sit on the couch, replaying that bar scene. The smug way she'd said embarrassing. Why hadn't I seen the signs? The late nights, the distance. It felt like I'd been a backup, mistreated without cause. To cope, I started small changes. Joined a gym, not for revenge body vibes, but because I needed routine. The weights, the runs, cleared my head. I lost a few pounds, gained some muscle, but more importantly, confidence. Internal voice shifting, from what did I do wrong, to this isn't on me. Flashback to another sacrifice. Last year, Jenna wanted to go to a music festival out of town. I used my vacation days, drove us there, set up the tent. She partied hard. I made sure she hydrated, got back safe. She'd thank me then, but now it felt like exploitation. Sitting with that unfairness hurt, but it fueled me. I wasn't going to let her define me. About a month in, I reconnected with old hobbies. Picked up hiking, solo trips to nearby trails. The fresh air helped process the confusion. One day, on a ridge overlooking the town, it hit me. I'd been loyal to a fault, but that didn't make me boring. It made me solid. She'd thrown it away for excitement. Her loss. Socially, things shifted too. Mutual friends reached out, some awkward, others supportive. One, Mike, told me over coffee, "Dude, we saw it coming. She was always flirting at those bars. You deserved better." Hearing that validated the betrayal, but I didn't badmouth her. Just nodded, moved on. I even started dating casually after a few months. Nothing serious at first. Apps, coffee meets. It was liberating, realizing there were people who appreciated reliability without mocking it. That's how I met Mia. She was 29, a graphic designer at a firm downtown. We connected at a work networking event I'd forced myself to attend. She was kind, funny, grounded. No drama. Our first date was simple: dinner, walk in the park. She listened when I shared a bit about my past, didn't judge. As things with Mia grew, my life rebuilt. We'd cook together, hike, plan low-key trips. I got another promotion, team lead now, better pay. Moved to a nicer apartment on the outskirts, with a view. The emotional arc felt real. From vulnerable nights questioning everything, to calm clarity. Jenna? She faded. I heard snippets through the grapevine. Her and Chad going strong, partying hard. Part of me wondered if karma would catch up, but I didn't dwell. I was building something better. 6 months post-breakup, the confusion had mostly lifted. I'd sit with the silence, but now it felt peaceful, not unfair. My internal voice: "You walked away with dignity." That's power. Mia and I became official. She moved in slowly. Life felt full again. Work thriving. Relationship healthy. Self stronger. But then, the unraveling started filtering in. Not dramatically, but steadily. It wasn't like I was stalking her or anything. I'd cut all direct ties. But in a town this size, word gets around. Mutual friends, the ones who stuck by me, started dropping hints. At first, it was casual. Mike mentioned over beers one night that Jenna and Chad were inseparable, hitting every bar in town, posting pics online like they were some power couple. I nodded, changed the subject. Didn't care to dive in. But a couple months later, the cracks showed. Sarah, another mutual friend who'd held on to Jenna's stuff for me, called out of the blue. "Hey, Alex, just a heads up, things aren't great with her." Apparently, Chad's fun lifestyle was more chaotic than advertised. He was a promoter at that downtown bar, the one where it all went down, but his parties involved heavy drinking, late nights that bled into days. Jenna had quit her marketing job, saying she wanted to freelance and help him with events. But really, it was an excuse to tag along. Then the real karma kicked in, slow and steady, like a tire deflating. Chad got popped for a DUI after one of their wild nights. Crashed his car into a curb, no one hurt, but it tanked his gig at the bar. No more promoting, he was out on his ass. Without the income, things unraveled fast. Friends whispered that he turned mean when sober, yelling at Jenna over nothing, controlling who she talked to. Abusive streaks emerging, the kind that starts verbal and escalates. Jenna tried to stick it out, posting defiant selfies online, but the facade cracked. She got discarded just like she discarded me. Chad cheated, multiple times, with bar regulars. And when she confronted him, he laughed it off, said she was too clingy now. Dumped her via text, from what I heard. Left her with nothing but a pile of shared bar tabs and a damaged reputation. Her old marketing agency wouldn't take her back. Word spread about her unreliability, flaking on clients to party. Friends drifted, some because they'd seen how she treated me, others tired of her drama. She ended up isolated, crashing on couches, scraping by. The final blow, she took a waitressing job at that same bar. The one with the neon signs, where she'd humiliated me. Serving drinks to the crowd she used to rule. Broke, alone, Her exciting life reduced to tips and hangovers. I learned this piecemeal. A friend's update here, an accidental social media glimpse there, before I blocked the last stragglers. It felt ironic, earned. Not gleeful on my part, just a quiet nod to the universe balancing things. I didn't gloat. By then, my life was too full. Mia and I were planning a weekend getaway. Work was steady, and the gym had become a habit. The betrayal sting faded to a scar. Karma had hit her hard, but I was already miles ahead. Around 8 months after the breakup, the first attempt came. I'd just gotten home from a hike with Mia when my phone buzzed. An unknown number. Voicemail. I played it, curious. Alex? It's Jenna. Hey, I know it's been a while. I've been thinking about us. Chad and I, it didn't work out. He was a jerk. I miss how things were with you. Can we talk? Call me back. Her voice was soft, almost sweet, like the early days. I deleted it, didn't respond. But it stirred something. Not longing, just a reminder of the past. The next day, text from another number. Please, Alex. I made a mistake. You were always so good to me. Let's grab coffee. I blocked that too. But she escalated. A week later, her sister called. Lisa, the toxic one who'd always enabled her. Alex, you need to talk to Jenna. She's going through a rough time. Chad treated her like crap, and she realizes now what she had with you. Don't be a dick about it. I kept it brief. Not interested, Lisa. Tell her to move on. Hung up. Her family was unpleasant as ever. Guilting, demanding, like I owed them. Jenna didn't stop. Emails next. I see you're doing well. That's great. I'm sorry for how I ended things. I was drunk, stupid. You didn't deserve that. Can I come by? I just need closure. Closure? Her hypocrisy shone through. Now she wanted the responsible guy back after her fun imploded. I ignored it. But the attempts grew desperate. Showing up at my old apartment. Thank God I'd moved. A neighbor texted me. Some girl was here looking for you. Seemed upset. Then the anger bubbled up. After a month of radio silence from me, a barrage of texts from yet another number. How can you ignore me like this? After everything? You're being so cold. I thought you were better than that. Chad was abusive. Alex, he hit me once. And you don't even care? Twisted, right? Blaming me for her consequences. Her friends piled on. One messaged, dude, give her a chance. She's changed. But they were as toxic, echoing her excuses. The peak. She cornered a mutual friend at a party, begged them to intervene. Tell Alex I'll do anything. I was wrong about him being boring. He was stable. I need that now. Desperate, pleading, her true colors flashing between regret and rage. I stayed detached, no emotional outbursts. Just blocked, ignored, focused on my life. Mia knew the basics, supported me. The attempts highlighted how far I'd come. She was unraveling, I was solid. A year to the day after that fateful night, Mia and I decided on a low-key date. Drinks at that downtown bar. It was her idea. She'd heard good things about their live music. I hesitated but agreed. Why let the past dictate? We drove there, parked, walked in hand. The place was buzzing, same neon glow. We grabbed a table, ordered apps. Mia was chatting about her day when our waitress approached. Jenna. Her face paled, tray shaking slightly. She was in the uniform. Apron, name tag, hair tied back, looking tired, diminished. Alex. Her voice cracked. What, hi? What can I get you? Mia glanced up, sensing the tension, but stayed composed. 2 IPAs and the nachos. I said evenly, no edge. Jenna scribbled, then lingered. Can we talk? Later? I've been trying to reach you. Chad, he's gone. It was awful. I realize now, you were the best thing. I was smug, stupid. Please, give me another shot. Her eyes darted to Mia, then back. Desperation clear, hypocrisy on display, begging in her workplace. I met her gaze calm. Jenna, that's in the past. I've built a new life, one where you don't factor in. This is Mia, my fiancée. We're happy. Mia smiled politely, squeezed my hand. Jenna's face twisted, shock, then anger flickering. Fiancé? Already? You moved on that fast. After I poured my heart out in those messages. You poured excuses. I replied firmly, no sympathy. You humiliated me here, chose someone else. Now I've grown. You're irrelevant to my happiness. She huffed. You think you're better now? With her? I bet she's as boring as you. Mia chuckled softly. Actually, were plenty exciting. Hiking, traveling. But go on, serve the next table. Jenna stormed off, but returned with drinks, slamming them down. You'll regret this. I was your upgrade. I reflected her words back coolly. No, Jenna. You called me embarrassing, said you deserved better. Turns out I did. She muttered something toxic, walked away defeated. We enjoyed our night. Music, laughs. Driving home with Mia, I felt free. She's a footnote now. I'm thriving. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.